There's guys that think that they can win that race in turn one, turn two. They run into people, they go off the track, they take themselves out, they tear up their cars. And this is a start of 24 hours, which is just insane that guys look at things this way. Hi, I'm Scott Pruett, 10-time in-class winner and 5-time overall winner of the Rolex 24 at Daytona. And I'm going to take you turn by turn around this incredible racetrack. In this car we'll be doing, in the Lexus RCF GT3, we'll be rolling about 188, 190 miles an hour. In a prototype, we're running 210, a bit faster. And then you're thinking about going from 200 miles an hour to about 70 miles an hour going through turn one. So the amount of braking is insane as you head into turn one in that heavy braking area. So it's absolutely incredible. You get down into turn one, you're going at this high rate of speed, and then turn one, as you exit it, you got to think of turn one and two as kind of being continual, because as the way you exit turn one, you're preparing yourself for turn two, and they're flat out. I mean, they're literally you never lift. Once you get back to throttle, you're hard throttle up into turn three. This is also one of those circumstances where you have to be acutely aware of the guy you're passing or the guy who's trying to pass you, because there's not a lot of room. You're using up a lot of the racetrack, and it's not uncommon to get a little bit of tight quarters. I mean, really tight quarters at times. And that's one of those places where guys have got caught up in somebody else's mistake. They drop a wheel, their car jumps, catches the car next to them, and unfortunately takes you out of the race. From there, you accelerate hard, back up to about 135, 140 miles an hour as we work our way into turn three. Turn three is very straightforward, hairpin, accelerate hard coming off, and again, as we accelerate hard off it, we're heading now towards what we call the kink. And the kink is a very fast left-hander. You need to use up the whole track. Again, this is one of those areas where you're going to see incidents from time to time. You're going to see guys trying to make that move where they don't really have enough room because they get anxious, because they feel like they have to make that pass happen. The experienced guys will, if they can make it and they know they can make that pass without a chance of getting themselves caught up, they do. These small little winglets and underwings and splitters, all this stuff, even though we make it as durable as it can, it still can be fragile if you hit something. And that's one of those circumstances where you just don't want to take any chances with your car until it's money time. The money time is like the last hour of the race, the last 20 minutes of the race when you're trying to make it happen. If you got to do it then by all means, baby, you do what you got to do to get to victory lane first. Then back to left as I set up for turn 5. And again, these are all turns where you just have to manage the car all the time.
A lot of traffic to pick your way through, and this is where the top drivers earn their money.
I mean, literally, you can be a group of 10 to 15 cars, and it's mayhem. I mean, there's cars going right to left to right. I have been here so many times, I feel the racetrack. Some of this timing, you actually think in your head, okay, you hit this bump, okay, 1, 2, okay, now turn in. As we continue on, exit hard. I mean, you're going all the way to the left as you exit turn 5 because you're thinking about turn 6. And turn 6 is really important because this leads up onto the banking. So it's all about straightaway speed. It's all about how fast you can get up and onto the banking. Especially if you're racing with a guy, you want to be able to draft, get back into that area behind his car where you don't have as much resistance to the wind, so you can slingshot out and around by him. This is also a very popular place to try and make a pass. So once you're up on the banking, then it's just all about hard acceleration. I use up when I come up off turn 6, I go all the way up to the wall, and then I just gradually bring the car right back down to the bottom of the racetrack. When you think about the oval at Daytona, You want to make that distance as short as possible. If you run around that whole oval at the top, you're going to cover, significantly more racetrack than if you ran all the way at the bottom. So you're accelerating hard. You're chasing the guy in front of you if there happens to be somebody in front of you, but you're also watching the mirrors around you. And as you see from time to time, the prototypes, the cars that are faster than this level, they'll be coming by you at 10, 15, 20 miles an hour at faster speeds. So when you think about the Rolex 24 and you think about what goes into that, it's that awareness at hour 2, at hour 3, at hour 15, at hour 20. You have to be acutely aware all the time, and that's what's different than other sports. Baseball, football, basketball, there is no timeouts. You see a prototype pass me on the right, hard on the brakes. This is what we call the bus stop. To the left, to the right, back to the left. And when you're going through there, it's very fast. It's another one of those places where you see guys get in trouble a lot. When you look at a lot of the crashes that happen at Daytona, a lot of them happen in the bus stop. It's guys try and make that last minute pass as they work their way in. It's very narrow. It's difficult to get through. Our guys catch a curve wrong on the inside and they'll go out into the tire barriers off to the left. Again, this is one of those places you have to be heads up all the time. But when I think about when I'm out there lap after lap after lap, you want to do the same thing. You're trying to be very focused, very rhythmic, and just hitting your marks. And then it's just that race through NASCAR 3 and 4 to the start finish. But when you think about the way your car moves through the air, think of it like you're driving through snow. So you're pushing this air, or figuratively speaking, snow, and it's having to move around your car. And then as it moves around your car, it has this big opening at the back. And it's the same thing with air, is that when you get behind a guy, all of a sudden you have significantly less aerodynamic drag on your car. And so when you look at this big hole that's being produced by this car in front of you that you're wanting to pass, you want to slipstream up. So you're all of a sudden, as soon as you get into that slipstream, you're going to start accelerating pretty aggressively, as hard as and as fast as you can, and wait till the absolute last minute to pull out and go and slipstream by. Two reasons you do that. One is you want to be able to get past him as quickly as possible. And two, if you do get out there and you're not running fast enough, then all of a sudden you have what's called side drafting, which is when you get out on the side of him, if you don't have enough momentum to get by him, you'll get up about halfway, and all of a sudden, because of the interaction of the air on the two cars side by side, then it starts slowing you back down, and then you just run side by side. So you want to make the pass, you don't want to run side by side. So the Rolex 24 at Daytona for me is that race that is the true match of man and machine. When you look at a 24-hour race and being able to go the distance and make it to victory lane, it's pretty awesome. And it's something that is shared by that whole team. But you're looking at that race as a fight. You're fighting the conditions, you're fighting the car, you're fighting the rain, you're fighting the cold, you're fighting the heat, you're fighting the struggle. And then when you can get to victory lane, and again, when you can get one of these Rolexes that says winner, it is something that is so cool and so awesome. And it's such a test of man and machine that it's truly incredible.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what racetrack you want us to go turn by turn with next in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next installment of Turn by Turn.